All right, so in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how I went from working as a lifeguard, making $10 an hour, to becoming financially free at the age of 22. And I'm going to break it down in a simple way so that you can understand it and you can just model it for yourself. And I'm also going to explain why it actually works. And right now, I'm just out on the balcony recording this, enjoying the sunset here in Tampa Bay, Florida. But in order for me to get into this, I need you to understand something. You see, a lot of YouTube videos that you probably watch are extremely dopamine centered, right? So they have a crazy thumbnail to try to capture your attention. They edit all their videos. They have all these jump cuts to try to increase their viewership, to do all that. I don't really care about any of that. I just want to get my message out, and I think the right people that enjoy this style of content where it's raw but it's actually valuable are going to enjoy that. So if you're looking for like the next, like the secret to making money online or something like that, you can just click off this video now, no worries at all. But this actually starts all the way back in high school. I was working as a lifeguard. I was working like 30 to 40 hours a week while attending school, and I started to realize that I wanted to become financially free because I saw the path ahead. The problem that I faced is as I started to look into ways to make money online, I was bombarded by video after video of people telling me to do different stuff. You know, one guy would say, oh, go do affiliate marketing. One guy would go say, go do copywriting, drop shipping, SMMA. And it left me with next to no progress in any of them for a couple months. And the issue was, like, 6 months, it is what it is. The real problem was, for me at the time, I was also seeing videos of gurus flexing their lifestyle on me. So I'd go on TikTok and see like a 16, 17, 18-year-old making 10K a month, flexing his car or his watch or his whatever. And honestly, it like really pissed me off at the time, because the main reason it really pissed me off is up until that point in my life, I had been taught that the only way to be successful in life was to get a job, do really good in school, get a high paying career, work up the corporate ladder, and then save your money, get a house, and invest money and retire. And I literally thought that was the only path. So up until that point, I was going on the track of going to college to be a mechanical engineer. And I actually attended college for my first year as a mechanical engineer, but the entire time of my freshman year, I was looking for ways to make money online because I saw the path ahead. And I also saw what was actually possible in this online space, right? So 2021 comes around. I tried drop shipping for a little bit. I did affiliate marketing as well. Those of you who know my story, I actually did affiliate marketing and I actually found a little bit of success with it, but it's not very scalable at all. And the problem with affiliate marketing is you need to either be really, really good at paid ads or you need to build a massive personal brand. And at the time, I just didn't want to post like every single day and do all this and go live every day and post multiple videos on multiple different social medias every single day. Now I post content, but it's literally just for fun. And so what I ended up finding, and it's actually not as much about the business model, it's more about the core principle. What I learned is that if you want to make money, you have to acquire skills. Why do you have to acquire skills? Well, if you want to make money, you have to provide value to the marketplace. If you want to provide value to the marketplace, you have to have some sort of skill, like a high income skill, in order to do that. And that's exactly what I started learning. I started learning the high income skill set of sales. Now, sales often gets a bad rep from people because of the old school way that people have sold, where it's like the Jordan Belfort, if you've ever watched The Wolf of Wall Street, it's like that style of sales. And I don't really like that either. I'm more of a, like, I don't like the aggressive approach and forcing people to buy stuff. And so at first I was like, okay, I want to learn sales, but I was low-key worried. I was also pretty introverted at the time. I didn't know how to speak well. So I didn't think it would work out, but it actually did. And when it comes to sales, I also did it in a different way than what most people would tell you, because a lot of people would tell you to go sell insurance, or they tell you to go sell door to door, or they'd tell you to do tech sales. Like, there's a ton of different industries. I actually sold inside of the online education space because I realized that despite what all these people were telling me about all these different ways to make money online, they were all actually running the same exact business. They were creating content on social media and selling some sort of course or coaching program. And I wanted to get ingrained and ingratiated in that space because I knew that that was the best business model. And the funny part is, once I started doing sales myself, I actually got better at speaking and I built the skill of sales, and it allowed me to make pretty good money. And I also didn't really have to even show my face because I first started off doing appointment setting where I was really like behind the computer for most of the day, just typing messages. I was making 3 to 5K per month just doing appointment setting. And then I started doing closing and I got to 10K a month where I was then showing my face and whatnot. But the reason sales works so well for me is because it helped me build the skill of sales, obviously, no brainer, but also it helped me learn how to speak. And that's incredibly important, especially if you're a young man watching this right now. One of the best things you can ever do in your life, and you don't even have to do sales to get there, but by far the best thing you can do and the best skill that you can acquire is learning how to speak well. If you're introverted and you're socially anxious and stuff like that, you have to break that if you want to be successful in life. You just have to. You have to get over that. You have to learn how to speak. You can learn how to speak in front of a camera. You can learn how to speak in person, but you have to learn how to speak well in a way where you're not constantly stuttering and you're not nervous, and you can flow and you can have charisma and you can use your hands and stuff like that. So doing sales actually helped me do that as like a secondary benefit. But I first started off as an appointment setter, like I was saying, made like 3 to 5K per month for my first couple months. Then I linked up with my business partner. We started a business together where I did appointment setting and closing, had a 50-50 stake in that business. And very quickly, with my skill sets constantly improving and his skill sets as well, at the time, we scaled our business to $50,000 a month, doing pretty well with that. And it allowed me to literally live my dream life. And when I say financial freedom in the title, the way that I think of financial freedom is being able to spend money on stuff without worrying about the price. Now, I don't have millions in my bank account. I'm not worth like $1 billion or $10 million or whatever, but I can comfortably buy things that I want whenever I want, and I don't have to worry about the price of them. And that was the biggest thing. And on top of that as well, when we scaled our business, after I was able to acquire the ability of sales, it helped me as well get time and location freedom. For example, some days I just wanted to set my own hours. So some days I'd sleep until 12 and I'd work from like 2 p.m. to like midnight. Some days I would wake up at 6 a.m. and work from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., right? So kind of having the flexibility to create your own hours is something I always dreamed of, because some days you're just not feeling it and you start your day a little bit late and you just have to deal with the punishment of that. And then some days you're extremely motivated and you just get up and start working at like 6 or 7. So having the ability to do that is something that's not found in a 9-to-5 job almost ever. And that's something that was incredibly valuable. Financial freedom was obviously great, but also I want to talk about in this video having the ability to have location freedom too. Because one of my favorite moments I've ever had in my life is when me, my business partner, and 2 of our clients at the time, their names were Ben and Josh, we all decided to go to Mexico for an entire month. Now, this is not possible in a traditional job or anything like that. We decided to go to Mexico, Playa del Carmen, Mexico, for an entire month. And ironically enough, like, it was a vacation, but we were there to really just work. And all 4 of us were selling. We were selling different businesses. Like I was working with my business partner and we were both taking sales calls. Josh was taking sales calls for his business. Ben was taking sales calls for his business. And we would basically wake up 6 or 7 a.m. and we'd all just be grinding. We'd just be dogging it out for 8, 10, 12 hours. And then like with our free time, go to the beach, do whatever. And that's an incredible environment. Being with other young men that are also on the same mission as you, that's incredibly valuable. But guys, the answer is sales. And You might have dreams and aspirations to eventually start your own business, and I commend you for that. I do too. However, in the beginning, most people just aren't fit yet to run their own business. Running your own business is complicated, man. There's like 5, 10, 15 moving pieces happening all at the same time. And this is why things like drop shipping, things like SMMA just don't really work for beginners. It's why they have like a 5 to 10% success rate, where if you do something like sales, where you really just like take one step back to take two steps forward, you build your speaking skills, you make a decent amount of money, and then you can use all of those skills to eventually translate them into running your own business. That's what I personally did. That's what's allowed me to have all the success that I have to this day. And if you want to learn a little bit more about how you can actually acquire the skill of sales, I have other videos on my channel that you can go check out. But if you're like, no, I'm not really interested, that's totally fine too. You can just keep scrolling. But if you're genuinely wanting to change your life, this is the answer. People will try to tell you to start a bunch of different business models. What you should do instead is you should focus on building a primary skill. Make that skill sales. First, build a primary skill. Dial in, lock in for 6 months to a year on just focusing on building that skill and making as much money as possible with that skill. And then after you've built that for 6 to 12 months and you're like pretty good at it, then start learning secondary skills. So for me, the secondary skill that I learned was content creation, which I'm doing it right now, and it's extremely valuable. So I have sales, then I have content creation. And then once you pick a secondary skill and you lock in on that and you build that for a little bit, then you can add in like third and fourth rank skills, so you can learn how to do taxes. You can learn how to do something else that a business needs. And then when you have all of these skills dialed in, then you start a business and you crush it with the business. Guys, like most businesses have a 20% success rate. I think it's said that 1 out of every 5 businesses actually makes it. Most businesses quit or fail. And like, you shouldn't start a business in the beginning. This is why you shouldn't. You should build these skills. You should get yourself to a position where you are worthy enough, and then you can start a business. And the reality is, just because you're not starting a business doesn't mean that you can have full freedom. You can have financial, time, location freedom, all while not starting a business. That's just my 2 cents. Hope you got some value. Let me know if you have any questions. Peace.